Hello, all. Happy Star Wars Day today. It just so happens that it's also my birthday. Birthdays aren't necessarily a big deal for me, but I've taken to thinking carefully when someone's celebrating their birthday what it is that I appreciate most about that event. And for me, I've just gotten to the point where one of the most profound things I feel when I celebrate someone's birthday is that they actually exist and it's a commemoration of their existence. And so I thought that would be a really helpful exercise for one like me who isn't really big on birthdays to say, I actually am very grateful for where I've gotten to, like my existence and coming to this point in life. I'm really grateful for. I actually have two birthdays that I celebrate, which is an interesting thing to say. When I moved to Canada once upon a time, on my documents they put May the 1st. My real birthday is on May the 4th, Star Wars Day. So I just go ahead and celebrate both. And I love that my birthday is in May. But no, it's just an interesting point for me to reflect that even though birthdays aren't a big deal for me, I think I want to start celebrating me and my existence and where I've come to in the course of my life, even while reflecting on the fact that, yeah, it's a big deal. It's a big deal, and it's one of the ways I want to celebrate my existence. And I had a really helpful conversation with my younger brother about this on the phone earlier. I feel I have a healthy sense of self worth, and I'm really grateful for where I've come to. I wrote notes, so I'm just going to try to keep to my notes here. Um, but in reflecting on my birthday and how I'm so grateful for the fact that I exist and the me that is in this moment now, it brings me to share something significant for me, something big. Most of you might recognize me. I shouldn't say most of you. Some of you might recognize me from my Uber travels. I used to record and share with you experiences I had in my Uber, and that took off on TikTok, and that was a lot of fun. But I took a break for about a year and a half now from creating content because I was trying to figure out what is it that I do that I want to share with the world that means a lot to me. And it took me quite some time to process. I didn't feel any sense of being rushed in this season of just trying to figure out what it is that I want to share. But I finally come to figure out what that purpose is and what I want to convey. And I'm going to share that in this video with you guys. That discovery of what my purpose is and what I'm made for. So it has been a struggle for a bit of time, but I'm finally thrilled that I've gotten to this point where I'm excited to share with you what is on my radar. I've decided that I want to share my experience rather, and inspire others towards what I call personal integrity reset. A personal integrity reset. So I want to share my experiences and I want to inspire you guys towards what that could look like in your own context when it comes to a personal integrity reset. It's a bit of a mouthful. So often in life, I figure most of us have the experience where we seem to go off course. Uh, if you're like me, it seems something along the lines where you may not even know what your course was in the first place, what your values were, what your commitments were. So I didn't realize it, but for decades, I was functionally living as a codependent, and as such, I knew really well what other people's expectations and standards and commitments were. And I was really good at not only identifying what that was, but also responding to and trying to fulfill what those expectations were that were externally set for me. But something I really did not know is I don't think I really knew who I was. I didn't know what my value set was. I didn't know what my deepest convictions were, what my interests were. All that was just kind of like on the back burner. So in the context of the videos that are upcoming, I'm going to be sharing my experiences of my path to regaining what integrity to me looked like, how I learned some of the significant challenging lessons along the way. And the reason that I wanted to focus my commitments in creating content ongoing from here on this theme of integrity is because I know what it's like to have lived for such a long time without integrity. And yeah, I was in that season of life for me. It was literally decades where I just didn't have much to say by way of integrity. But having practiced it for the last few years, I would say, like these last few years, I've really been pursuing what it's like to regain integrity for myself. I want to describe what that sense of freedom has been opened to me as I enjoy life and how I navigate through it now. And I would love for you to experience this same freedom that I'm relishing and thriving off of. Integrity as a word, it's interesting. I did some background on the origins of this word, and it comes from a Latin word called integer. So integrity comes from the word integer in Latin, which means the whole. And basically, my desire is to see you, like I have experienced, a wholeness to your existence, to the way you think, to the way you feel. I want to see you experience wholeness in the way that you consider what your values are and the way you're living out your values. This is going to be a very vulnerable path, I perceive, where you're going to get to know me really intimately. Like, you're going to get to know me at a deep level, especially with the experiences and the lessons that I've learned along the way that I'm about to share with you. And I'm also hoping that I too will get to know you in an intimate way, learning more about what makes you you and what values you hold to and what dreams you want to aspire to and how you want to pursue your personal integrity resets. But before you consider following me or joining and seeing me through this journey, I want to talk a little bit about what informed consent looks like. See, I'm about to make some really big asks of you as you watch, as you consume my content. The big asks that I'm about to ask from you are, it's basically like sharing what my agenda is. My agenda is I want to win your heart. I want to win your mind. I want to gain influence with you. I want to share ideas with you that are going to impact your life. But to do that, there's a premise of trust that needs to be in place first. Am I trustworthy for you to grant these big asks that I'm making of you? What I want to do is I want to share my story first and foremost, because most people, when they experience me, they see this well put together individual. I wear a bow tie, I seem to dress well, I seem to be articulate, I do a lot of things really well, and they say, wow, like you are an amazing package. But what they don't realize, dear listener, is that what they're seeing right now, I've had to learn some painful lessons along the way. I've had to learn some painful lessons that I'm not necessarily proud of, but I'm really thankful that I'm on the other side of. These are challenging experiences that I'm going to be sharing here. And I think it's important that you know about my past and where I've been, some of the decisions I've made along the way, some of the ways I've grown through them. But I think it's important that you know where I'm coming from and where I've been, so that it doesn't come across as a surprise should you find out and realize, oh no, we can't be on the same page. We can't be aligned because of where you've been. And I want to honor what that looks like. And so for me, part of my expression of integrity is making sure that you are aware of what you're signing up for should you come along and follow me in this journey that I want to invite you on with me. So it's this radical commitment that I have to honesty and to transparency. It's a big deal when I'm asking for influence with you, when I'm asking you to trust me with your heart, with your emotions, your mind, your thoughts, your convictions. And I want to make sure that you know what you're saying yes to. And I want to give you that information so you can decide for yourself, is this something I'm okay with, or should I consider elsewhere that I want to participate in? So starting tomorrow, I'm going to be sharing with you my story. It's going to be raw, it's going to be challenging, but as you listen to it, I want you to figure out for yourself, are you okay entrusting yourself in my company and engaging and participating in where I want to lead you, or perhaps are some elements of my story like deal breakers for you, and maybe this is where you'd have to consider finding another video to watch. Perhaps I want to leave that in your corner to consider and wrestle with, but that's the intention for why I want to share my story, and I want to share it again as my way of saying there's going to be an exchange here. I'm asking for your trust, but to gain your trust, I need you to know where I've been, so that you know that you're making the right decision for yourself. And after you decide if we will commence together on this journey of pursuing freedom through personal integrity resets, I'd be thrilled to have you join in and participate and engage with me. At the heart of a personal integrity reset is the realignment of internal values with the way that you're operating externally in life. That's at the very heart of it, how I want to synthesize what I'm trying to do. I want to share with you how I've gotten to that place for myself, the amazing experiences I now have, and what I hope to be able to encourage you towards in your own experience as well in a similar way. So this is for those who are aware that there is a lack of alignment in the way that they believe and feel internally, and they are desperately hoping for that realignment and someone to maybe help walk them through that process. This is for those who are like, that sounds scary, I don't think I'm ready for it, but I want to follow along and see what this looks like for you. This is probably for those as well who celebrate, like I do, the fact that we're messy human beings and that we're trying to figure life out going forward, and we want to normalize what that looks like to fumble our way forward, even while we pursue honesty and integrity in the way that we carry ourselves, in the way we communicate, in the way that we navigate the world around us. So that's what is at the heart of what I'm trying to do. It's personal because you, like me, may have never known yourself and what you stand for, or what matters to you. Or you may have gone, of course, at some point in the way, and you want to realign again and see what that looks like for you. I had a great conversation with my younger brother earlier today, and he was saying that integrity can be seen in many contexts. For some, it's in a professional sphere. I want to clarify, this is not what I want to focus on. There are many parameters of the work that you do or skill sets that you have that you know what integrity looks like to make sure that you're doing the job well. For me, though, I want to focus specifically on personal integrity. This is where you are in touch with your own values, what makes you you, what you sign up for, as in saying this is what it means for me to be living on purpose in the way that I resonate with. That's what I want to focus on. Integrity, because honesty and feeling whole starts within yourself. That's how my journey started. I had to realign internally with myself, and that was a really significant commitment I wanted to give myself to. And it's a reset because it's possible for us to go off the path. It's possible for us to lose reference of where our true north is. But I cling to the hope, not only for myself, but also for you, that we can regain that spot again. There's a beautiful line in the well-known hymn called Amazing Grace that says, I once was lost, but now I'm found. And I love that line. And I think that's what I've experienced for myself, and that's what I'm trying to describe for what could be in your experience. I am passionate about inspiring you towards what your personal integrity reset could look like. If you would like to share your story with me, if you would like to get in touch with me, I've set up a special email. It's called personalintegrityreset@gmail.com. Again, it's personalintegrityreset, all together, at gmail.com. I came across a really beautiful word recently. It's actually a phrase that I heard first, and then I did some research and I found out it's encapsulated in this one word that a Zulu tribe in South Africa uses as a form of greeting, and this word is called Sawubona. Sawubona. I fell in love with this because this word literally translates to I see you. I heard this phrase in the movie Avatar, And I thought it was so beautiful. But as I looked into the usage of this phrase, I see you, I discovered this word Sawubona, used by the Zulu tribe in South Africa, and I thought this is such a beautiful thing. And they use it as a greeting when they see each other, saying Sawubona, which means I see you. And I think why I love this phrase is because it talks about seeing not only physically, but seeing all of what encapsulates you. And it kind of captures what I'm trying to do as I go forward in this new journey. I want to see you for who you are, for what matters most to you. I want you to see me in the same way. So I'll be using this word Sawubona. In fact, I'm using this as sort of like the big umbrella of what I'm trying to do in this movement. And I'm calling it Operation Sawubona because I want to see you as you pursue and experience your personal integrity reset. So at the tail end of this lengthy video, it seems lengthy to me, but I want to say, dear viewer, I see you. I see you coming to the end of this video and kind of sticking it out to hear what I had to say and what I'm forecasting as I go forward. We're going to have a lot more Sawubona moments. I'm going to use this word not as a greeting, but as a bookend to my conversations, as a way of saying, now I see you. I see you because of what you shared with me, and you see me because of what I've shared with you. And you're going to see a lot more because I'm going to share a lot more in my context. But a response to when someone says Sawubona to you in this Zulu culture is Yebo Sawubona. And I think that's beautiful. Basically, that translates to I see you seeing me. It's not saying I see you too. It's saying I see you seeing and acknowledging my existence. And so if you have come to the end of this video and you appreciate what you're hearing from me, I would love a comment in the comment section. If you could just say Yebo, Y-E-B-O, Yebo, as a response, acknowledging that I see you coming to the end. And I so appreciate you coming alongside for this journey. It's going to be a journey. There's going to be a lot of amazing moments, and I'm inviting you to join in. It's going to be fantastic. I'm so excited. But I thought, what a better moment to start this journey than on my birthday, because I'm terrible for remembering dates, but I can remember my birthday. And so I'll remember this is when we started on Star Wars Day, May the 4th, 2023, when I turned 43, and I was reflecting on my existence with gratitude and inviting you to join me in experiencing a personal integrity reset. Sawubona, dear friends. Talk to you soon.